Hey, welcome back to the Full Life Podcast. I'm Zach Imboden, a certified Clifton Strength Finder coach, spiritual director, marriage and leadership coach, and happy 2026. You made it to a new year, and January just does something to us. It usually wakes up hope for us, but it also stirs up some anxiety. And we start asking questions like, am I behind, or did I waste this last year? Or what do I need to fix from last year to make this year a better year? And we start talking about goals or resolutions or word of the year. There's lots of ways we do this. But as you process that idea, I want to slow down and ask you this one question. As you think about goals or resolutions or a word of a year, whatever it might be for you, are those things, are they helping you run towards something or just running a little faster? I'll just say it again. Are those goals, resolutions, word of the year, are they helping you run towards something, or are they just helping your life run just a little bit faster? And because there's a difference between this like holy pursuit and just hurry striving. And many of us don't fail at our goals because we're lazy. We fail because really our goals aren't aligned with our soul or even the things that God is inviting us to do. And so today in our podcast, what I love to do is walk you through my process, how I set goals every year. It's not a formula, it's more of a discernment process. And my hope is that this was help you to slow down and listen, and maybe even share with somebody else who might feel stuck or pressured right now. And so as we start the conversation and you're thinking about goals or word of the years or resolutions, I want to share just two resources that might be helpful for you. First, I created just an easy free goal creating guideline, a guide to help you identify what matters most to you and move you forward with clarity and trust. And you can download that at fulllifeforyou.com/your goals. Also, in the month of January, I'm offering free 30-minute coaching sessions to help you identify and put into practice some of these goals, things we're talking about on our podcast right now. And there's no pressure, just helping you just come alongside. And so you could go schedule that on fulllifeforyou.com/goals. And would love to connect with you and help you think about your goals. Here's kind of the general process I use to help me write my goals every year. And I usually hit my goals at an 85, 90. Even this year, I think I hit almost like 95% of my goals this past year. And so it's a helpful process for me to think through the goals. And so I just want to share it with you and see if it might be helpful for you. So one, you got to limit your goals. I mean, you're only one person with so much time, energy, and attention you can give. And so the first question is you have to decide how many goals am I allowed to have? And man, for everyone's different. Sometimes it's having one goal. This is the one thing I'm focusing on. I need to work, and it's that urgent or that's big of a priority for you. Great. For me, it ranges between 5 and 10 goals every year, and so I discern just what that number should be in general, like how many goals I would have. And so this year for me, I have 10 goals. That seems like it's been a good flow for me. There's lots of things that it keeps me moving and it allows me to involve and engage in and keep me moving forward. But generally, 3 to 4 is a good place to start, especially if you don't have a high success rate in following through your goals, or not them kind of tapering off in a month or a few months along the way. So but for me, 10 is the number I use. But it's not about maximizing. It's really about helping you clarify where your energy needs to go for this next year. So that's what I do. First, that's the first question. I got to figure out how many goals you want in your life. Second, I start early and I refuse to rush. I don't usually wait till January to start thinking about goals. I usually start in middle of November, but I don't finalize anything. Even up to now, I'm still in early January. I'm still processing what this year would look like for me. So I don't finalize, but I just take time to listen. I began just writing ideas as they come out in my journal, in my prayer time, on my phone. Because for me, and I think that this for most of us, because discernment that takes time. And when I'm rushing to set goals, I tend to react. I tend to fixate, and I usually find goals based upon my fears or worries that I have right now. And to me, slowness is a lack of ambition. I'm sorry. slowness is not a lack of ambition, it's an act of trust. So for me to just take time and just start brainstorming ideas and see what might kind of bubble up for me. And so everything for you, if you're just now starting out goals, like you don't feel the pressure by January 15th or, take your time. If you're gonna choose goals that you actually want to lean into for a whole year, let it actually bubble up inside of you. Don't rush it. So I kind of process how many goals I think I should have. I started just brainstorming, give myself time. So I look at my whole life, not just the visible parts. I examine every major area of my life: my marriage, my parenting, my work, or my vocation or calling, my own personal health, friendships, my relationship with God. And I tend to set goals in areas. We tend to set goals in areas where we feel most confident. We avoid areas where we feel, well, maybe we just want to not be aware of that. But God forms us holistically. Like your goals should reflect what you care about, not just what you can measure. And so having goals that actually touch and show in every aspect of your life what you really do care about. Even this past year for me, one of the things I was on a goal on my list was to make a new friend. And that might sound silly or trivial, but it was really meaningful for me. And so it actually gave me permission at times to say yes to people, to pursue relationships. 'Cause I was trying to live that out because I needed to. There's some people I just needed to connect with. I wanted to grow in relationship with, and so it gave me permission to say yes more often because I felt like I was trying to live into a goal that God was kind of touching even my friendships. So, how many goals? Start early. Don't rush it. Look at every aspect of your life. Number four, ask this question: where is God already at work? This may be one of the most important questions to ask. Do I sense? Do I sense where God's inviting me, or where do I see God at work that I want to invest more in time intentionally? And this question could really change things for you. Instead of asking, what do I need to fix or what do I need to prove? Ask this question: God, what are you forming in me? What are you forming in me? Where are you at work that I need to join you, but both maybe in my life, in the internal parts of my life, but also in the external, the things that are actually happening in our lives. Goals aren't about starting something new sometimes as much as they're about joining God in what he is already doing. So asking, God, where are you at work and where do I need to join you? It's a great way to think about goals and how in your own life. Number five, what feels out of alignment? What feels out of alignment? I ask the question, the way I say it is, what feels out of whack right now in my life? And this isn't about shame or anything like that. It's just to help me grow in awareness. Often the misalignment shows up when we're exhausted, we're irritable, we're disconnected, we're restless. And so when we feel out of alignment or we feel out of whack in our lives, it comes out. And so we got to be aware of those things and be able to help address them for a new season. And so I think even for me, this year, one of the things I want to work on is not having my phone so close to me when I go to sleep. It's too easy. It's too easy for it to be a temptation just to scroll more or do at work, whatever it might be. So it's putting my phone out of place so I can't use it in the middle of the night. It feels out of alignment to help me rest and sleep better and not be so preoccupied. So what feels out of alignment for you? Number six, what do you need help with or what do you want to learn? What do you need help with? What do you need to learn? This question just reminds us that our maturity includes receiving, not just producing. This is so helpful for us as leaders and as pastors, leaders, parents, friends, ministry leaders. What books or what podcasts or what do you need to be, what classes do you want to take? And so for me, I have 10 books. I'll read more than 10 books this year, but I've identified 10 books that I would like to read this year. I think they're really going to be helpful for me, areas I want to grow in, things I want to learn and discover and help me in my life. And they range from books about Bible characters to books about Jesus to a parenting book, a marriage book. So they range all over the place. And so there are things that I just kind of want to invite myself to learn and grow more in. So it really is about some goals are about discipline, help us grow and be better. Some are also about humility and saying, what do I need to grow or lean? Number 7, what is actually doable in this season? This may be the most freeing question. What's actually doable in your life right now? Not in the perfect future season, but in this season. Where are the ages and stages of your kids? The stages of your family, ages and stages of what's happening in your job right now. All those factors play a part to helping you choose goals that are actually doable for you. If I had a goal that was to say, hey, I want to run 5 marathons this year, well, it would not be doable to do that. I don't have the time or the bandwidth to even train for that many marathons, let alone even have the time in my own life to do those things. Now, none of us would probably, very few of us would actually say that. And I just say that, but what's actually doable for you? I would love that. That would be an incredible goal to have. It's not doable. And so why set myself up for failure without it? So number 8, what would others say I need to grow in? And this question requires courage because we all have blind spots, but inviting people into our lives to help us speak to our goals, ground us in truth. So what would your spouse say? What would a friend say? What would a pastor say in your life? What would others say in air? And just be able to listen and hear and see how God might use that to help you grow. And so I ask my kids, I ask my wife, I ask a few friends, and I just get input. It helps me discern what I should be investing my time into. Number 9, I love this question. What is your heart aching for? What is your heart aching for this year? And God often speaks through holy desires. So paying attention to what keeps coming up and what keeps surfacing in your life. And the last thing I think about is as I write my goals, how does this season of my life shape my goals? How does my current season of life shape what my goals should be? Every season has its own invitation. Is it a season of building, healing, letting go, resting, waiting? Understanding the season of your life and what's gone on in the past and what's coming for you in the future shapes what you actually are, what you should do and what your goals should look like. Wisdom is honoring the season you're in and not the one you wish you're in. So those are 10 ways I think about the goals in my own life and how I write goals and kind of a process I use to help me write goals. I feel like by the end of January, I get to a spot where I feel really good about them. And then I can actually put them on paper, put them on whiteboards, and actually spend my time kind of accomplishing those goals. A couple of things I do to help me not just write them and then forget about them, but I actually have a whiteboard in my office, in my closet, in my bedroom, that I write my goals on. And so I see them every day and it reminds me of these conversations and these prayers and these times I'm processing what my life looked like. And so I literally check them off every day or every week or every month whenever I accomplish something. But I see it, and it doesn't just become like a piece of paper on my computer that I don't see, but I see my goals every day. So I think about if you're trying to help have goals and you kind of lose track of them by February, March, are they in places that you can actually see them and remind you of where you want to invest your time? And then how do you celebrate when you accomplish a goal? Sometimes it's just telling a friend, telling my wife, or telling my kids, or going out and getting a treat in some capacity. How do you celebrate when you accomplish one of your goals? Would be a question I would ask you to think about. And so as you think about this year, as you might need some help or just kind of helping you process what your goals should be. Again, I'm offering a 30-minute coaching session to help you clarify your goals, help you discern whether they're rooted in trust or fear, help you identify distractions to release, and how to help write goals that are aligned with God's calling in your life. So if that's you, I would love to help you look at that. You could go to fulllifeforyou.com/goals. And I'd love to help you as well. And again, the second resource is I have a free download at fulllifeforyou.com/your goals. Just a free little download that might help you process the goals that you are looking at right now. So Well, as we wrap up today, if this conversation was helpful for you, I encourage you, man, to share this episode with a friend who can use this encouragement. Subscribe so you don't miss any episodes we have coming up. We have some great ones coming up here in the next few months. And then visit fulllifeforyou.com to explore coaching, spiritual direction, and other resources that help you thrive. And thanks for joining us today. Remember, you weren't made just to survive. You were created to experience full life. Thanks for being with us today. God bless.